Hello, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know who I am, my name is Chuck. I make videos for NBA, I make videos for NFL. All these videos that get posted. Sorry, guys, I have so many tabs up doing so much research. For this slate, it's gonna be a crazy one. Gonna be a crazy one. Gonna be a crazy one. But yeah, I post on this subreddit right here. I make updates with all the news that comes out throughout the day. You can ask me questions about the slate. Anything you need, this will be linked down below. And if you ever need to get a hold of me privately, you can get a hold of me on Twitter right there. All right, let's get into my lineup from tonight. So it's going to be a great night for me. Hopefully, you guys had a great night as well. And I just told everyone Atlanta and Philly was the game I was stacking today. I told them you could play 7 in that game if you wanted to. I believe that's what's going to be optimal is just loading up on that game. Cool Bale. I wish I could have got to him. I thought he was one of the best value plays on the slate today. Once he was starting, that was a super sharp play. But yeah, my core today, campaign. Oh my God, Zion. Campaign, core play, Bog core play, Tobias Harris core play, and Amen Thompson core play. So core did great. Running out my lineup with Trae Young. Told everyone my favorite spin up today was Trae. Paul Reed, who I was really high on, and then Buddy Hield, who also I was really high on, and Zion. I told everyone I really like the main Pelicans, and that's working out great. And yeah, before we get into the slate, if you're looking for more in-depth content where I give you guys cores, player pools, all that good stuff, I'll have my Discord link down below. I do prize picks content, um, sportsbook content as well. This is just from today. Just insane. Insane run today. Insane run today. This is from yesterday. Miles McBride, Halliburton. I do all this stuff in my Discord as well. All the sportsbook prize picks content as well. All right, let's go over the slate. So a lot of players could be available. We'll see. I wasn't finding anything on the Knicks. We'll see there. Other teams that could have players available. The Suns could have Royce O'Neal. I believe they are. Yeah, Royce and Roddy are going to be available. Olynyk and Agbaji. Where did they go again? They go Memphis, Toronto. They're going to be available. Who went to Memphis? Nobody go to. Oh, Yuta. Yuta Watanabe went to Memphis. And then Schroeder and Katie Bates Diop, but are going to be available for the Nets. But I don't think they're on this slate. But they play. Yeah, they're on the earlier slate. So, all right, let's get into the slate. So, I mean, you're going to have to bear with me. Some teams it's really hard to talk about. As always, I'll just make updates on Reddit when we do get news, right? Because, like I said, I tried to find Knicks, see if like Bojan and them are playing. I couldn't find much. If any of you guys know, always let me know. I'm human. I'm not perfect. I do my best. Sometimes I'll miss things. I couldn't find anything, but if you guys know, let me know. All right, let's go over the slate. So, really good spot here for the Sixers. Tonight we had, obviously, Buddy Hield available for them and Campaign available for them as well. Keep an eye on Melton, keep an eye on Batum. If I had to guess, I would assume they're just both out again here. So, if Tyrese Maxey plays, I expect the starting lineup to be Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, Paul Reed, Buddy Hield, Kelly Oubre, and just Campaign goes right back to the bench, right? That's 5 right there. Yeah. So Maxey, Harris, Oubre, Paul Reed, and Buddy Hield if Melton and Batum remain out. So with that being said, assume Tyrese Maxey's good, no limit, everything in a smash spot. I absolutely love him at that price point. Going to be their go-to guy. Going to do everything for this team. I would expect his assist rates to go up, especially with Buddy Hield on the team now as well. So assuming he goes, I love him. Tobias Harris at that price point, it's a really good spot. I mean, I don't mind him at 8K. I would just say with Tyrese Maxey in, he's probably priced right. Same with like Kelly Oubre at 6'4", but it's a really good spot. The guy I like here once again, even if Tyrese Maxey plays, is Buddy Hield. I think his role is going to be pretty solid on this team, especially with no Joel Embiid. I think 5K is a good price point. I'm expecting him to play big minutes once again here, assuming he does start. So yeah, I'm pretty high on Buddy Hield here once again. Let's take a look at our Sixers updated depth chart. So yeah, I would just expect that to be the lineup here once again. I guess they could do a number of things, but I would expect that to be the lineup, assuming Batum and Melton don't play here. Now, if Tobias Harris is out, we know what to do again, right? Like, Campaign is going to end up being probably the best value play on the slate. Probably playing Campaign. Would really like Tobias Harris. Kelly Oubre would be a great play. Paul Reed, I like Paul Reed regardless. And then Buddy Hield would be an amazing play at 5K. As far as the bench goes, I don't know if I get to anyone off the bench. Kind of do want to see how many minutes Smith ended with tonight. How many minutes he end with? Only 13 minutes. That's a bit disappointing. We're dusting off KJ Martin. That's just unfortunate. They just played the main guys huge minutes. Like, if Maxi's out, like I said, I love Harris. I really like Oubre. I really like Paul Reed regardless. Really like Buddy Hield. Absolutely love Campaign. I don't know if I get to any of the bench guys, though. And then if we get, like, Melton or Batum in, then I'll just make updates on Reddit. But I would expect those guys to be out once again. All right, so have not seen anything about the Wizards main guys, but if we get a situation again where Bagley and Holmes aren't going to be available tonight, I think there's a good amount to like here, and I know it's scary. So tonight they went with the starting lineup of Kyle Kuzma at the 5, Denny, Tyus Jones, Jordan Poole, Bilal Coulibaly. Eugene Amorie came off the bench, and they played Corey Kispert big minutes, like I said in my video, that could happen. So with that being the case, I think there's a good amount to like here. In a competitive game, they're going to have a really tight rotation if these guys are out. You saw Coulibaly play huge minutes. I'm going to pull it up. That was tight. 33 minutes in a competitive game. He'll also play in a blowout. You saw Corey Kispert play 24 minutes. You saw Jordan Poole, but he had a big game, played 37 minutes. Tyus Jones played 37 minutes. Denny played 42 minutes. Kyle Kuzma, he played 37 minutes. So, I mean, if all these guys remain out here once again, I think there's a good amount to like here. Like, Kuzma at the 5, I think is firmly in play. Denny, if he gets to that many minutes, I like. Tyus Jones is solid. Jordan Poole, we know he has a ceiling. Coulibaly, I think, would stand out as one of the better value plays in the slate. I'd really like him, especially, he'll play in a blowout anyway. Eugene didn't really play much off the bench. These were in a really tight rotation. Now, if everyone's in, we'll see what they do at the 5. They start like a Bagley. You can go to a Bagley. What's his injury? Back. We'll see if he's on some type of limit. And then it just downgrades everyone. And then they can go, kind of mess with the rotation, right? So we'll keep an eye on that. But if everyone's out, there's going to be a lot to like there. Moving on to Memphis, keep an eye on Derrick Rose. Zaire is doubtful. Would not expect Derrick Rose to play in this game. Really good spot here. We'll also keep an eye on the starting lineup here. Do they want to keep Pippen in the starting lineup and move Kennard back in the starting lineup because Kennard was out last game, and just remove Conchar, put Conchar back to the bench? I believe the starting lineup last game was Pippen, Conchar, Santi, Vince, and Jaren. So with Kennard back, maybe they just move Conchar to the bench, start like Pippen again. Or they can start, Kennard at the point, move Pippen back to the bench. Like, keep an eye on that starting lineup. It's an early game here, but it's a really good spot. With that being said, I think Jaren's a pretty good play in tournaments. She'll play low to mid 30s minutes as long as he stays out of foul trouble. Clearly the go-to guy, high ceiling, good spot. So he looks really solid to me. I really like Vince Williams at 6K2. I think that he's just too cheap. He's playing huge minutes right now. He's doing everything for this team. Stat sheet stuffer. I think he's a really good play. Santi Aldama at 5'6", I think is solid. What else? Keep an eye on the starting lineup with Luke Kennard, but like with no Roddy, you're probably going to get some like Gigi Jackson. Keep an eye on Yuta as well, and Lamar. Like, if those guys are out, you're going to see Gigi Jackson play decent minutes off the bench. Scottie Pippen, I like if he starts at the point. With Kennard back, I probably wouldn't go to like Gilliard. And then if Conchar comes off the bench, still playable. And I think that's it. Trey Jamison signed a 2-way contract, I believe. Yeah. They could do a number of things here. Also keep an eye on like Yuta, Lamar. I don't think they'll get that much run though. But yeah, Memphis, definitely a team I like for tomorrow, assuming those main guys are out and they go with that starting lineup of, what did I say? Pip, Kennard, Aldama, Vince, Jaren. Or they can just, keep doing that lineup and have Kennard come off the bench because he came off the bench for a few games now. So keep an eye on that, but there is definitely some things I like on Memphis tomorrow. Moving on to Charlotte. So we have LaMelo Ball questionable. Mark Williams is going to be out for a while now. They said Kyle Lowry wasn't going to play until after the trade deadline, so we'll see there. Grant Williams, um, we'll see. And then Seth Curry, Mitchell also got traded here. So it's tough to say right now. Now, if we get, all these guys out again, and they're going to be pretty short-handed here, but no PJ Washington. Leaky Black, will have to play a ton. He's playable for value, probably playing a blowout too. Cody Martin's fine at 5'5", definitely priced right. Guy I was high on today was Nick Richards. He played 30 minutes and lost minutes due to the blowout. I mean, I don't think they have any other really options. I think he could be sneaky tomorrow at that price point. Miles, assuming all these guys are out, I think Miles and Brendan Miller are decent options in the mid-range and upper spend-up area. And I don't know if I like much else. I'm not going to play McGowan's. Think Leaky Black's fine value. And then if LaMelo is in, then it kind of just kills this whole team. Wouldn't love too much here. But then keep an eye on, like I said, Lowry, Grant. It's just so hard to say right now. I haven't seen anything. I looked up all the beat writers, Twitters, all that stuff. All right, moving on to Chicago. Not a good matchup here. We have Kobe White, probable. We have Alex Caruso, problem. We have Torrey Craig, also probable. I think the main guys are fine. I would say in this matchup, definitely a tough matchup, but they're playable. But one thing I want to note here is I would assume his minutes have been way down, and Andre Drummond minutes have been trending up, even up against Memphis as well. I thought they did it. They started him this game. Mainly, I thought it was a matchup thing going up against Minnesota, but played him alongside Vooch a lot going up against Memphis. So in this spot going up against Orlando, I think they could keep doing that. Like, here's what I will say. If I knew Drummond got 30 minutes again, I would absolutely love him. But I know it's not guaranteed to just like more of a tournament play. But if I knew he got that run again, I would love him. Vooch, White, DeMar, I think are okay options at their price points given the matchup. Io losing minutes of late, and I think Caruso is pretty safe at 5'3". Probably not going to kill you. Probably not going to win you a tournament. Stat sheet stuffer should play around 30 minutes. I think it's okay. Don't know if I get to much else here. All right, moving on to Orlando. So not a good spot here going up against Chicago, but I think both the guards here and Suggs and Fultz look pretty good. I think they're both a little bit too cheap. They should play around 25 to 30 minutes. Both okay point per minute guys, especially Fultz. I know he's been bad of late, but normally a guy that's like about a fantasy point per minute player. So I don't mind both the guards here, the Orlando guards in Fultz and Suggs. Wendell Jr. minutes up, down, foul trouble up, down, but should play around 30 minutes, 5.4K. I think it's decent. And then Paolo Franz, they're both playable, but no standouts here. I don't think I get to much else. All right, moving on to Cleveland. Good spot here. Toronto's defense has been really, really bad of late. We know Garland, Mobley, they're going to continue to stay on limits, so it kind of just kills, Levert. Strus is priced right. You couldn't pay me to play that value. Main interest here is I still think Donovan Mitchell looks pretty good going up against Toronto here. He's just still absolutely smashing with everyone healthy. 30 minutes, 51 fantasy points in a blowout. I mean, he's just been phenomenal, so I'm not going to say no. Looking at the spend-ups on the slate, you don't have much. So I actually think Donovan Mitchell does stand out as one of the better spend-ups on the slate. Now you could have, Kevin Durant possibly is, I believe Beal's questionable, or is it Booker? It's Beal this time. Booker was out last game. But yeah, not a ton of great options for spend ups today. So yeah, not going to say no if you want to play Mitchell. Jared Allen's just there for me, like super safe. Going to play big minutes, good rebounder. But with Evan Mobley coming back, playing around 25 minutes, does kind of hurt his upside. And then I'm not going to touch this value. I'm just not going to do it. All right, so it looks like Olynyk and Agbaji will be available. They were available today, but they didn't play, so I'd expect them to go tomorrow. Not entirely sure, but it's a really, really bad matchup. With Olynyk playing, it could hurt Pirtle's minutes. Like, Pirtle's minutes are not as secure. I do know that Scotty, RJ, and Quickly, they're going to continue to play all the minutes they can handle. So I think they're decent options in tournaments. Quickly, RJ, and Scotty, that is. I think Quickly is my favorite. Really, really bad spot, like I said, going up against the Cavaliers here. Trent's playable at 4.5K, and then I don't know if I get to much else here. And then with Ochai and Olynyk coming in, Porter going to lose, probably see Noir possibly lose some. So we'll see. All right, moving on to Houston. So Fred VanVleet, I believe, is still out. Yeah, missed another week. And then we had Cam Whitmore get hurt today, so we'll see if he plays. And then Tari Eason is questionable, but I would expect him to still remain out here. If you guys played Sengun today, I feel for you. I don't even know what that was. That was the most unbelievable rotation I think I've ever seen in my life. But if Eason and Whitmore are out, they're going to start Amen Thompson again. I still think he's a really good play at 6K. People are going to fade because of the price point. I'm just going to go right back. Outlier bad performance today. Good point per minute guys should project for around, like, I don't know, 35 fantasy points, which is over 5x at this price point. So I still like Amen Thompson a ton, even at that price point. I'm really high on Jabari Smith once again. They're going to ask him to play a ton of minutes. Good rebounder. I love the spot going up against Atlanta, assuming East and Whitmore are out. What else? Jalen Green's fine at 7-4. I don't mind that. Assuming they don't troll Sengun, I love him in this spot at that price point as well. I think Dylan Brooks is honestly a solid value. If you guys watch the game, they're actually letting him do whatever he wants. He was like 1 of 5 in the first 3 minutes of the game. And then Aaron Holiday with Fred VanVleet out should get decent minutes. I think he's a solid value at 3.4K. And then with Whitmore out, you're just going to see more minutes for, like, Brooks, possibly like a little bit more for Aaron Holiday. Amen Thompson should have to play a ton. Just more minutes for the main guys. Probably dust off some Tate as well if Whitmore can't go. So, all right, moving on to Atlanta. So keep an eye on DeJounte Murray. We know what to do. Like, if DeJounte Murray's out once again, Bogdanovich looks amazing. I don't care that he's been horrible, but he looks amazing. I'm still going to say it. Okongwu was kind of low owned tonight after, killing people this game. He is still a really good play, even at this price point. Going up against Houston, it's fine. Fine matchup. I don't mind it. And what else? Jalen Johnson, just very, very safe. Stat shoot stuffer, it's fine. If DeJounte Murray plays, I like the price point, and then Trae Young would just be fine. Bay just there. I'm not going to play Hunter, and I don't think I get to much else. Now, if DeJounte Murray's out, we know what to do. Did I just go over that? Trae Young looks amazing. Johnson's fine. I still like Okongwu a ton. We love Bog. Bay's fine. Don't love much else. And then if DeJounte's in, sorry, Trae downgrade would still be playable. Jalen Johnson would still be playable, but a downgrade. Still really like Okongwu. Bog, would be priced right. And then the wings, don't love. God, my memory is ass. All right, moving on to the Pacers. So I'm expecting Halliburton to play here. He's been questionable every single night. And then they recently acquired Doug McDermott. We'll see if he'll be available as well. So with that being said, Halliburton was actually on pace to play around 30 minutes last game. He lost a decent chunk to the blowout, 8.4K. He could get it done in 30 minutes. Like, obviously strictly tournament play since he's on his limit, but yeah, if you want to take darts in 150 max, large field tournaments, it's fine. Outside of that, this team is just tough for me to get to. Nembhard rates at the 2 compared to the 1 are much worse. He's playable at 4.5K. I actually don't mind that. I think it's fine. Outside of that, though, I don't think I really like anything else. TJ McConnell, Holsey-Ron, it's okay at 4.3. And then Mathurin, 5.2 is priced right. Neesmith should play big minutes. Think he's priced right. Miles Turner, minutes really, really bad of late, but does have a ceiling. And then Siakam with Halliburton in, no thank you. Furkan Korkmaz got waived. Corey Joseph got waived. Kojo just gets thrown around the league, man. But yeah, pretty unappealing team here. All right, moving on to the next. It's impossible to say. We'll see if Bojan and Burks are available. We'll see if Sims is available. What I can say is if, they also signed Taj Gibson to a 10-day contract. So it's impossible to say right now what I want to do with the Knicks. If Brunson plays in this spot, going up against the Pacers, I love him. And then obviously, Dante Hart, Precious, they'd all be priced right at this point. And then if the Pistons guys play that came over, I would assume, Bojan starts for a Josh Hart. And then I probably wouldn't get to any of this value. It's really, really tough for me to say right now. But if we get a situation, what I can say, if we get a situation to the other night where, Brunson's out, Randall's out, OG's out, Hartenstein's out, Bojan's out, Burke's out, Sims out. They don't really have another choice just to play their main guys a ton. Then we're loading up on the Knicks again. Then Dante looks amazing. Then Josh Hart looks really good. Then Precious Achiuwa looks amazing. Then Miles McBride still looks amazing at that price point. If Sims plays, he's going to have to play a ton. He'd be a good value. Taj going to have to play a decent amount. We'll see if Dwayne Washington, I don't know if he was available last game. I don't think he was. But you're going to see some Toppin in the rotations. Like, we'll take a wait and see approach here. It's really, really hard to say. All right, moving on to Phoenix. We have Bradley Beal probable. I think the main guys are decent. They're just playing huge minutes right now. They're dominating usage. So I don't mind KD. I don't mind Book. I don't mind Beal. With everyone healthy, Nurk's minutes aren't as secure. I've been high on Nurk with, one of Beal or Booker out or one of Grayson Allen out because they close small ball. And without one of the guards, they're more inclined to close with Nurk. But with everyone healthy, more strictly tournament-only play for me. And then Grayson Allen and Eric Gordon are just fine filler plays. And then we'll see. They're going to be available. Roddy and who else was it? I have it up here. Royce and Roddy. It's tough to say. I honestly wouldn't touch any of his value. So yeah. All right, moving on to the Warriors. This is a team I've been pretty high on. They're just running a really tight rotation right now, so I'm still pretty high on the Warriors. Steph's been turning it on of late. Now, if Steph's a guy that's going to be popular because of recent performances, I'm just going to fade, right? Just because the floor is so low. But if he's continued to be low owned, I don't mind him in tournaments. Kuminga just playing huge minutes right now, dominating usage. I think he's a good tournament play. Price has not moved. Podziemski coming off the bench. I believe he came back off the bench with, I forget who was injured, but he started one game, but played 34 minutes last game. Was someone out last game? What am I missing here? Oh, Clay got randomly rolled out. So yeah, Pods will go back to the bench. He's priced right. I thought it was going crazy for a second. Draymond Green, I still think is very, very safe at this price point. Statute stuffer, good rebounder. Rates at the 5 go up. And then I like Clay ceiling at 5.7. He seems a bit too cheap as well. Wiggins is playable. Lester Quinones is getting run off the bench. Should see around 20 minutes. Okay, punt value. Don't know if I go to much else there. So that's going to wrap it up for the video. Crazy slate, guys. If you guys see any news that I missed, I was looking for news on the Knicks guys, some other teams that had players available that didn't play today or are playing tomorrow. It's just tough. So let me know. I will talk to you guys in the next one.